Hey guys, here, right here, welcome to another GTA 5 video, and today I'm going to be talking about playlist racing, certain problems and issues that Rockstar needs to fix and adjust, and of course, why this is one of the best things actually implemented into the game for racing, and why it's so competitive. And you can see by the scoreboards there for the current standings of the playlist after 8 races, a total of 16 by the way in one playlist. That's the maximum you can have amount of tracks in one playlist. So you see the guy on the top called Mackin10, sorry, and he has 77 points at the moment. I'm second with 75 points. The guy in the third positioning is 69 points, and fourth and fifth are tied currently with 66 points. Now here's the thing, alright, these races get absolutely sweaty because most of the people in this lobby, or half of the people, are very, very competitive races. The other half, I'm not sure what the hell they do, but like, you know, I try to get the viewers into this, as well as the races that are whitelisted that I know who race clean. Because here's the thing, I want everybody to take part, but of course there's certain drivers, there's always going to be one or two that will always fuck about and mess about in these playlists because they just can't be bothered. And they're not bothered to race. People just give up immediately when they get taken out at the start. But the way this game works, even if you get taken out at the start, you can still come back and finish top 5 very easily if you follow the roads accordingly, using appropriate speeds and going fast as possible. Because there's people bound to make a mistake at the front of the race easily, because when people push themselves to go to first positioning from third or fourth, they can easily screw up, right? So anyway, playlist racing. Alright, cool. So there's 16 tracks in this particular playlist. I'm going to link it to you guys in the description below. It's currently available for the PS3. If this video gets about 1,000 likes and whatnot, I will actually go ahead and myself on the Xbox 360 recreate all 16 tracks, as well as the current tracks that I have that I've personally made. These tracks that you're seeing right now, or this track in particular, and all through the entire 16 tracks on this playlist, were actually created by the commander of this crew, Sammy M, and he himself made these tracks very simple, you know, consisting of 2 to 3 laps. And you know, this whole playlist, if you want to do it from start to finish, will take you about 45 minutes to an hour. So it should be pretty awesome, depending on how well, you know, the players in the lobby are. So it gets really, really tense. As I've said, this playlist in fact actually went to the wire, to the final race, or final 2 races, and I somehow managed to take it by a few points. But you know, it's one of those things. It's insane because it's all about composure. Because one of the problems that I know and noticed about playlist racing, and a downside to it, is that if you're not hosting, you will always start in a different position, right? And whoever's the host will always start at the front. All right, that's one of the downsides. So I personally don't like hosting, because I know if I'm at the front and I go past all 15 players after the first corner, I will not lose the race. It's that simple, right? But one of the things is that I always let others host the race. So for example, Sammy M, I always let him host his own races, because it's his races and his own tracks, and I'd rather start somewhere at the back to set myself a challenge. Now for example, in this particular playlist, I always start in the middle of the sort of a starting grid. Now Mackin, for example, who was at the top of the playlist for the entire time, started at the front at every single track. And one of the problems with playlist racing at the moment that GTA needs to fix is that they need to, you know, sort of place the players on the starting grid according to the sort of the scoreboards with the playlist. So for example, say Mackin wins the first track, he's currently right in front of me, and he starts at the front on the first track, but he wins the first track. On the second track, he needs to actually start at the back of the starting grid, and whoever finishes last in the first race starts at the front, so they get the opportunity and the chance, and to see if they can keep their composure at the front compared to how Mackin did in the first track. So that's how it should work. It should be according to that. Obviously the first track needs to be randomized. Obviously the host should not always get the first positioning in the starting grid, because that's just messed up. It's not fair, right? If Rockstar can fix that, right, and also allow people to rejoin when they time out, and specifically their names, whoever is in the lobby at the start, that would be perfect. If they can fix that, that's great, because these 16 tracks that were made by Sammy were made for contact racing as well, and that's the greatest thing about it, because it gets so competitive. You don't even have to worry about non-contact and whatnot, because these are competitive tracks. There's a lot of places you can overtake. There's not many narrow roads. Now if you were to compare these tracks to my tracks that I've posted, a lot of my tracks involve narrow roads, alleyways, tight turns and whatnot, so it's really difficult to overtake. It's one of the reasons why it's for non-contact racing. But all of the 16 tracks made on this playlist are competitive contact racing. Therefore, yeah, of course there's going to be a little bit of collisions and whatnot, but you can recover easily and still keep going. So anyway, these tracks, this particular track, we turned off catch up and slipstream. we left custom cars on, and nowadays we race with sports cars just to make it more competitive. It's more difficult to actually race properly with a sports car compared to a sort of a supercar, sorry, because they're pretty easy to use in racing in a situation. So if you really want to mini-max with the cars, you definitely should try the sports, because they actually do require somewhat skill depending on which one you use. Of course, certain cars have better handling, such as the Jester, but you know, it doesn't have top speed compared to the Feltzer and whatnot. So anyway, you can see there after the 9th race, 90 points for me, 89, 76, 71, 70. Still pretty tense, but I managed to take the playlist at the end. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely think you know, the playlist needs to be adjusted and fixed. Try it for yourselves on the PS3. As I said, if you want these 16 tracks on the Xbox, then feel free to leave a like, and I'll be recreating the tracks on Xbox as well. It's one of the most competitive playlists out there. It's one of the best, and definitely should give it a go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Check it sign out. Good night, peace. Yeah. Hey guys, here, you know, welcome to my recent track called Loop De Loop, a 16-man lap race on the PlayStation 3. I will be remaking all the tracks that I recently posted on my channel on the Xbox.